Okay, so I did whatever video before for 25 Days of Horror, and um, Blumhouse, they posted that, and then they posted more of these things where it's, Friday the 13th watch list thing. So I'm just like, I made a video about the 25 Days of Horror, so why not make one of the Friday the 13th watch list? And so, it's just a bunch of Blumhouse movies or movies that they've helped make, they've, been a part of. Um, so, it's just a bunch of those movies. And yeah, I guess this one's supposed to be you watch one movie every day until Friday the 13th, and the last movie you watch will be on the 13th. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess I'll just get into it and whatever. I'm just gonna be like, I guess what I thought of these movies and whatever. And I guess these are like horror movies and movies where people have unfortunate things happen to them, because that's kind of like the superstitious side of Friday the 13th, is that bad things or unfortunate things happen during this day for whatever reason. Like, I guess, I don't know, it's weird with how the superstitious part of it was, but yeah, anyways. So the first one is Freaky. Um, and this is, Freaky Friday kind of shit. I'm sure everyone kind of can tell by like posters and just like even just the name, you can kind of tell that it's like a Freaky Friday kind of thing. And usually I don't really like comedies, so already I was just like, this is gonna be dumb. But also like, the whole switch bodies thing is kind of just stupid to me. So you know, I actually saw like, I think it was some like summary of like the plot of just like, the short little thing that'll will pop up on like Google or whatever, or on whatever thing where it's like talking about whatever movies. I'll have a short little thing of about the movie, and I'm pretty sure I saw that before, and I was like, yeah, this is dumb, because when I went to watch this movie for this list, I was like, oh my god, I'm pretty sure I've seen like posters and like little short summary plot things, and I was like, yeah, that's dumb. And yeah, it was dumb. After I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. So, you know, of course, I usually know when something's gonna be stupid, so, you know, not that hard for me to tell after, like, few years of doing this kind of shit. Like, I can usually kind of tell when something's not that great. So, you know, um, but yeah, I usually don't really care about comedies, and then also horror movies don't usually scare me. So, it's kind of weird how it's the horror comedy. Like, pick one and stay with it. I don't like comedy and horror are two completely different things. So I don't really get how you can mash them together and expect people to, you know, this is more comedy than horror. So, I think the only comedy stuff that I really have liked is What We Do in the Shadows and Our Flag Means Death, which have some of the same people working on both shows. So, you know, they they're probably, they're good. They're a little tiny bit similar with that kind of stuff. So, not surprising that I like both of those, but they're like the only comedy things that I actually whatever. But yeah, I didn't really care for this movie. So, and I think it's targeted towards like teenagers. So yeah, of course I'm not really gonna be the target demographic since I'm an adult now. So I, don't really give a shit. It's kind of a dumb movie. Anyways, I guess I'll go with the next one, and that is Truth or Dare. And before I watched this, however, like many years before, like, I've seen pictures of this movie, and like, I immediately was like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Like, how is this? how is this supposed to make people watch the movie? Like there's this the dumb pictures of the people's faces when they say truth or dare, and it's so fucking stupid. Their face goes into this weird dumb smile, and it's just like, how is someone supposed to be scared of this when it looks so fucking dumb? Like, bruh. Oh, and hey, well, I guess, I'm pretty sure, was Happy Death Day? I think Happy Death Day, yeah, was also a Blumhouse movie, because I think it was on the other, yeah, it was on the other list, I'm pretty sure, and I don't think I would have watched it otherwise, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on the other list, and so, yeah, it says up there, producer of Happy Death Day and other whatever movies there. And Happy Death Day wasn't really that great either, so I guess, that kind of explains it. So yeah, this movie, Truth or Dare, really seems like a fucking YouTuber movie. If you ever seen like videos of people talking about YouTuber movies, then like it gives that vibe. It gives off that vibe. It's fucking stupid. I hate it. Even like long before I watched the movie, I knew it was stupid, and so I stayed away from it. And then this list comes up with this movie, and then it's like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. So, uh, there was no point in me watching it. So, I only watched it for this video. So, I put I watched these movies so you don't have to, I guess. But, I put myself through this bullshit so you guys don't have to, I guess. But I guess it depends on if you already watched it before or not. So, I don't know if anyone would really watch this if they didn't watch at least most of the movies on this list, though. So, who knows, though. But, anyways, I guess I'll move on to the next one, and that is Mercy. And this one was kind of just like, what the fuck? Like, they had it where, like, the grandma was, you know, on like it was like she had some mental illness thing going on, or that's how it seemed really, and that's kind of how they treated it. And it was just like, you know, kind of shitty seeming. And then uh all of a sudden it's like, oh, the grandma's actually like possessed or whatever, and it's like, why would that's kind of shitty to do. Like, why would you, like, what? Why would you turn it from, oh, hey, the grandma has freaking, like, I guess it was their mother or whatever, but she was kind of older, so I called her the grandma, but, I don't know, but it was like, oh, hey, has mental illness or whatever, but then, oh, hey, it's actually, like, a demon or some shit, and it's like, it's almost like, there's hundreds of movies by now that have it where there's this kid who's possessed, and they're like, oh, we have to save him, but now instead of a kid, it's the grandma that's possessed. And they're like, we have to save her, and it's like, oh my god, can you not? Don't start, like, you already have hundreds of other movies where it's a kid being possessed and then they have to save the kid, but don't start doing it with grandmas too, or moms or whatever. Like, I don't want more of these movies. They're bad, so leave me alone. I don't really, I just, what was the point of this movie? What the fuck was the point? Also, some characters were just complete shit, so it's like, why should I care about them? So, you know, whatever, I guess. Don't really care about it then. Um, Anyways, I guess I'll go to the next one, and that is Ouija, which, Ouija Origins of Evil was on the 25 Days of Horror list. And so that one was shit. Obviously, if you watched that other video already, then you know that I said it was shit and whatever. And of course, this movie also being a Ouija board movie, yeah, it was shit. I don't know if it was as bad or even worse than the other one because there was nothing really going on that was actually scary in this one. In the other one, they actually showed a little more scary shit, which, wasn't that scary. It wasn't even really scary, but with this one they showed like pretty much nothing. And then also there was a weird twist thing towards the end where they're like, "Oh wait, but then this." And it's like, "Why? Who thought of this? Who thought of this? Who thought of that kind of like twist ending? Like no, it's not great. I don't stop. Just stop. I hate it." So, don't like I'm sure, the Ouija board movies, I'm sure everyone knows that they're all going to be shit. I don't get how anyone could think they are good. So, I don't get it. Anyways, I'll go on to the next one, and that is Paranormal Activity. And this was actually in the other list, which I don't really get why they keep putting repeat movies in other, like, all their lists. Like, they had 25 Days of Horror, which had some whatever movies, and then this one has, like, almost, like, I want to say half of them are the same movies. In like half the movies in this list are from the other list, and so I'm just like, why the heck did you add the same movies? I don't really get it. It's like they want more people to watch certain movies, and so they just put them in multiple lists here. Um, but I tried watching this, which I knew like ever since I guess I found out about this movie, I knew it was gonna be shit. 'Cause just like looking at it, you can tell it's fucking trash. And yeah, the acting is horrible, and it's not interesting. It's not scary. Who the fuck thought it was a good idea to make this movie? Who thought it was a good idea to make multiple of these movies? I'm pretty sure there's like 5 Paranormal Activity movies, and I just who thought that was a good idea? I who wanted to make more of these? So yeah, I don't know. Like I don't care for the bad acting. If you like movies with bad acting, then go ahead. But I, what's the point of me watching this if they're? It seems like they're trying to take it seriously, but then they're horrible. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I couldn't finish this movie. So no point. So anyways, next one is Sinister, and this one was also in the other list, in the other movie list that they put together. And yeah, this one wasn't scary at all, and the ending was horrible. I don't get. Also, they made another movie that was Sinister. They had Sinister 2, and I think maybe a third one, but I don't really remember. But I'm pretty sure the endings are probably the same shit. So, you know, not gonna bother watching the other one. Um, and it says producers of Paranormal Activity and Insidious, which Paranormal Activity just was talking about how that was trash. Insidious was on the other list, and yeah, it was trash. It was also the same shit of, oh hey, this kid's possessed, we have to save them, and just like, stop. We don't need more of those. Just don't. So like I don't get why there's so many movies where like there's just this kid's possessed, we have to save them. I'm guessing Exorcist is what made that popular, and so more people wanted to do that whole trope of this kid's possessed, we have to save them, and that bullshit. So yeah, I why why did just why it's dumb. It's been overdone so many times. Just stop. I don't want to see more of it. So, it's stupid. It's old. I don't care. Um anyways, I guess I'll go to the next movie, and that is Unfriended. And just the name of the movie and the pictures, the posters, whatever, you can tell it's a stupid ass fucking movie. Just and it's literally just, oh, this person died, and then they came back on the anniversary of their death and tortured their shitty friends because they're shitty. And yeah, it's stupid. And it's like, oh hey, I'm gonna torture you through fucking Facebook and Skype, which no one fucking uses anymore. And so that really dates the movie. I'm pretty sure. When did this movie come out? I want to say 2016. But yeah, 2014. Okay, so a couple years off. But yeah, it really dates the movie and makes it look even more shitty. So, or yeah, it makes it seem more shitty because no one fucking uses that shit anymore. I'm pretty sure it's only old people that use Facebook still. So, yeah, it's just. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a teen horror movie kind of thing going on, but like teens, I'm pretty sure don't use Facebook anymore, so you know, you just dated your movie and made it worse. So, pretty fucking stupid, but yeah. Anyways, I'll go to the next one, and that is The Invisible Man, and this movie was also on the other list that I watched. And this movie, it's more sci-fi thriller to me than it is horror, I guess. I mean, I guess it's horror, but it seems more like science fiction, kind of like thriller or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. But I guess this movie was okay. I guess, watch it if you like sci-fi kind of stuff and like kind of like thriller sci-fi or scary sci-fi kind of things. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the worst shit like the other movies, but it also wasn't that great. I don't, or at least it's not good enough to watch multiple times and whatever. So I don't know. I guess it's like you watch it once and you're like, okay, I guess, and then you kind of just move on. So I don't know. But yeah, I guess kind of whatever. And then the next one is Incarnate. And this one is just like, again, kid gets possessed. We have to save him. And also, these people had shitty things happen to them. It's kind of like, why should I care about these people? Like, already you're kind of fucking up with the whole, like, this kid's possessed. We have to save him thing, because that's been done 500 times before already. And then also, it's kind of like, why should I care about these other characters too? Like you go on about like, oh, this horrible thing happened to this character, and it's kind of like, why should I really care? What do these characters have going for them that would make me want to care for them really? So I don't know. It just kind of was boring and not scary whatsoever. So I don't know, but whatever, I guess. Um, Anyways, I guess the next one is Run, Sweetheart, Run. And this one, I don't really care for. Like, it was okay at the start, and then it kind of just fell off, and then at the end, it really fell off. So I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can really call this a horror movie so much. It seems more fantasy than horror, with like, because at first they're like, oh hey, here's this guy who's really shitty and he like murders a bunch of women and like gets away with it every time because the system is shitty. And he even says something about like he can get away with it because of whatever shit going on, and like, you know the system lets him get away with it because he's a rich white man. And so he's a rich straight cis white man. And so I was like, I wasn't really exactly scared at that moment when he said that. I was more sad because in real life, that's kind of how it is. Where if you're a white dude and you're cis and straight, and you're like more so if you're rich too and whatever, then you're gonna get away with more shit than other people who aren't rich or straight or white or cis man or whatever. Like, you're gonna have more bullshit if you're not all of those things. Um, but then later in the movie, it was like, oh, he's actually some like demon creature or whatever. And then I was kind of just like, well, that's dumb. Like, this kind of just turned into a fantasy movie because, like, it was actually kind of, you know, scary real world horror kind of stuff where this dude's, killing a bunch of women, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's a demon, and it's like, well, that's stupid. That kind of ruins it for me. Like, what the fuck? So it kind of just turned into like a fantasy kind of thing, and I just didn't really care after that. I didn't really care that much before, too much. But then I really didn't care after it was like, oh yeah, he's like a supernatural creature. I was like, why did you like trick your viewers into thinking it was whatever? Like, why? Just why? So I don't know. I don't really care for this one either. Um, but anyways, I guess I'll go on to the next one, and this one is Dash Cam, and this one was just what the fuck. It wasn't really scary or horror really. It really just seemed like, hey, what's the craziest stuff that we can think of that can happen? And let's have a car flip over multiple times, like two or three times. Like, oh, we'll have this scene where the car flips over, and then we have a scene later, like 10 minutes later, that where the car will flip over. We'll have another one happen, like a few minutes later, and it's like, can you stop with the car flips? I don't care. Like, you don't need to keep giving me car flips. Like, bruh, just stop. Just stop. I don't care. It really kind of seemed like torture porn kind of thing. And they're like, they didn't really know where they were going. They just wanted to have a bunch of shit happen. Also, the protagonist, the main character, she was really shitty. They're like, hey, let's have the worst person be the main character. And just have her be like racist and shit, like. And then also let's have like the characters of color, like specifically black characters, like they were both like possessed or whatever, like they both had like demon possession over them or some shit. I don't, they like never explained what the fuck was going on with those other two characters. So, like, I'm guessing they're just possessed, but it's like, oh yeah, you're only black characters. They're gonna be possessed evil people trying to kill these people. It's like, why? Why? Like, you have this old lady who's a black woman, and then you have this other dude who's a black dude, and they're both possessed and trying to kill these people. And it's like, why? Could you not, get other people? It just seems kind of sus there. But yeah, the main character also, like, it's not only like the two black characters being possessed, it was also that the main character was racist and shitty, and it's like kind of piles on top of each other, and I'm kind of like, that seems a little weird to put in there. Like, if it was just like, oh hey, these two black characters are possessed, I probably wouldn't really think that much of it. But since the main character was also said some shit that was like, yeah, this character's racist, and isn't she? Yeah. So, having the main character, like, why would I root for this character if they're being really shitty? Why would I want them to live? Why would I want them to survive? They're being shitty, so why should I care about this person? Why should I care if they survive? Why would I want this? Why would I care? So I don't get it. And like, there's literally just nothing. It was literally just torture porn and destruction and whatever, and I don't care. Like, who thought this was a good idea? It was so just like nothing. There's nothing there. Nothing at all. Also, the next one here, Soft and Quiet, is kind of similar, where the main characters are just really shitty people. They're racist, they're sexist, they're homophobic. They're mostly conservative women, and they're all like, and also the first like 40 minutes is just them bitching and crying about just the usual shit that conservative people bitch and cry about, or at least that you see on the internet that they bitch and cry about. And it really seemed like when they were making this movie, they're like, hey, what's like the shittiest thing that conservatives say? What's the main shit that they cry about? Like, let's look on the internet and just see what we usually see from them. And it's just like, homophobic shit, racist shit, sexist shit, all of this stuff. And they kind of wanted to like pile on all the stuff of being like, yeah, here's all the like points of conservative shitty people, let's get all of that. Let's add on to that. Let's not just have one or two of them. Let's have all of it. All the main things at least. And so it's kind of like, yeah, you just want to like drive home that these people are shitty. Like, you want to really get that point across that these people are just shitty, horrible people. And I just like, bro, for 40 fucking minutes. And then, I mean, not only just the 40 fucking minutes, it was like the entire movie, but the first 40 minutes is literally just these characters bitching, crying about just dumb shit. And it's like, oh, oh my god, why? Like, get on with the movie. And then the rest of it was just them, like, yelling at this one family because, like, all these conservative women are white, and then there was this, like, two, three people that were people of color, and they were, like, just, like, yelling at them for, like, 10 minutes or some shit. And, I was like, well, they're just, being shitty here. And, nothing new. They were being shitty before in their own little thing. And then they were just being shitty to these people. Like, the only difference is that they're actively putting it on other people and not just being shitty in their own little space. They're being shitty to other people now. And that's like the only difference. And then since they were mad at these people, they're like, hey, let's go like vandalize the stuff that they own and whatever. So like they found out where whatever other characters stayed and whatever, and they like went through all their stuff and like we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna like I guess terrorize their dog because their dog was left there while the people were out and doing whatever, and so they were just being shitty the entire movie. And it's like, what, what, why should I care about these shitty, horrible people? Also, with Dashcam and Soft and Quiet, I see this horrible shit in real life all the fucking time. So what makes you think I want to see it in movies? Why would I want to see horrible, shitty people in movies too? Like, I don't want to see them do horrible shit because I already fucking see that in real life. So why why should I see it in anything else? Like, I'm here to see a movie about other shit and not your horrible, racist, homophobic shit. And like in the movie, the one main character, she had a pie, and then once she took the top thing off the pie, because usually you have the top things covering it so it doesn't get stuff on it and get all gross and whatever. So she took the top of the thing off to like reveal the pie so they could eat it, and it had a swastika carved into the top. Like, usually people put like the crisscross whatever thing to make it look whatever, and then or like they'll put, I don't know, like flowers or something on the top of it. But no, she wanted to put a fucking swastika on the top. Also, when they went to leave the place that they were at, where they were having their little crybaby bitch baby get together thing, they like left to go to their cars so then they could like go whatever be racist towards these people. Then they like did the Nazi salute. It's like, what the fuck? You're why are you putting this in a movie? You put a swastika and then you have them do the salute, and you have you have the main character call. I'm pretty sure she called her husband the F word, the F slur. So, there's the homophobia there. And then they also said the D word, so more homophobia or less phobia, however you say the other one. But, basically the same thing, anyways. So, you gotta have where they hate the, Jewish people, they hate people of color, they hate lesbians, they hate gay people. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's probably transphobia in there too. So, unless they just didn't add that, but if they're homophobic and all this shit, they're probably also transphobic. So, I didn't really, I was kind of just like, I should just skip some shit because I'm not watching 40 minutes of them being shitty. Like, I get the idea. I've seen this in real life all the time, so I don't fucking care to watch this other shit. So, whatever. I didn't fucking care. I didn't want to watch this movie because it was so shitty. So, but yeah, they, be racist and then they end up trying to, like, kill the people that they were racist to just because they're mad. So, you know, I don't really care about spoiling this movie because you shouldn't watch it anyways because it's complete fucking trash. But, anyways, last one that we have on the list is Creep. And this one is basically just a found footage, whatever, kind of like, Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity, whatever, that kind of shit. Um, and it's just like, oh, hey, this dude's got the camera and he's kind of, whatever with this other dude. And this movie was kind of also just nothing, and it was also just kind of just weird. Like, I don't know, like, it wasn't even scary. I can't even really say it's scary. Like, it's just this fucking weird dude, which I guess would be scary in real life, but just watching a movie, it's not scary at all. So, I just, what is there to be scared of for this movie? I don't get. It's just some really weird ass guy, and that's kind of it. It's just this weird person doing weird shit. I don't get the point. I really don't get the point of this movie. I don't like who likes this movie even. Like I don't get it. I do not get it. So I don't know. But anyways, I guess that's kind of it for this movie or this movie. I've been talking about movies too much, so I ended up calling this video a movie. That's, I guess, kind of it for this video. Um, yeah, this list wasn't that great either. I don't think there was really any movies that I can say were really that great. Like, Invisible Man was okay, I guess. Not really interesting. Like, I don't really care. I could have gone without watching it ever, and I, whatever. So, yeah, anyways, I guess that's it. So, bye, I guess.